It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, and yeah, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. And shout out to my homie Lucky. You can check him out on the Lucky Wills Deals channel. Man, shout out to the So Cool fam, the Big Nike PRP, the Luvd by Erica, and the supporters, and Mucker family supporters, and the Creole Bay supporters, and the Crier family supporters. We getting into some crazy mess, okay? Let's take it back to all the way to the beginning, where Erica's life took a turn for the worse.
A group of men who allegedly pretended to be police and pulled several people over are now in trouble with the real police. Officers said they used what looked like an unmarked police car to get people to pull over, and one of those so-called traffic stops went very wrong. Check it out.
Dude, oh, we got this nigga, bro. Dude. Hey, it's a prank. It's a prank, bro. It's a prank, bro. I got some prank, bro. It's a prank, bro. It's a prank, bro.
Wow, so the driver of the SUV that these men allegedly pulled over pulled a gun out on them, and luckily for them, they were not shot in what looks like it was a prank.
Boy, Nyyear look young than a mug. He done aged about 30 years since this video. This is only 2 years ago.
Justin Denson, Nyyear Price, Christopher Sales, and Devontae Sullivan are all charged with impersonating a public servant.
Godly. Well, what do you know? This is all due to Erica. Erica has brought this upon herself. Now let's get into what Erica has to say about this.
Yes.
Okay. So continue.
I'm sorry. I have some. Hold on. I'm trying to see who this is. I don't mean to mess up your live, but.
Oh, Erica.
Somebody's driving around there or something?
Yeah, there's somebody walking with a flashlight. Maybe they're lost or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I live deep in the country. Okay, I figured out what it is. Yeah, one of their horses or something got loose. But okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what did I ask you? I forgot what I asked you.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so basically, the last thing I remember was, you wanted to get attention to your YouTube channel from linking up with them, and
I needed a bigger audience.
Right. Okay. Go ahead. So you paid them $600. You decided to collab with them. Then after you collab with them, they told you what? Like, how did it go from you collabing with them to them doing this impersonation of a police officer, because they used your car and everything to do this prank? So explain the transition.
Well, prior to me coming to Houston, he asked me what I did for a living. Vaughn did. Okay. And he was the only one at the time that I had a conversation with. And I told him that I was a police officer. And somehow, only God knows, he took the information back to Chris, and then both of them came up with the idea of this prank, which was the pulling people over.
Okay. So as a part of your job, you're a police officer. What part of, like, did you think, like, okay, this is something that can get me in trouble? When they brought the idea to you, what was your response about them saying that they wanted to do this prank?
Well, like I said, I had only talked specifically to Vaughn. I gave him the do's and don'ts. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I'm not an idiot. Like, people may think that I am, but I'm not. I'm not stupid by a long shot, because I know how hard it took for me.
No, we still think you're stupid.
To even call myself a police officer. The very first thing I did was I opened up that big, thick law book, and I started doing some research. And it stands for theatrical purposes and something else. I can't quite remember right now, but it says that you can utilize police lights. So what Vaughn asked me to do was completely legal. He asked me, could he use my car to do a stage prank, to pull over stage people. He verbalized it would be Chris, the other two, Justin and Nyyear, and he said that they were going to be down the street from his house.
Okay.
Not in Houston. Houston was never mentioned.
Okay. So where were you at the time of this prank? Because they had your car, and from my understanding, they also had your police badge. What was the do's and the don'ts? What did you say that they could do versus what they could not do?
Okay, Vaughn had asked me, I want to say it was an average of 3 times could he use my badge, and I told him no because I would lose my job. And a lot of people are wondering, like, well, why would you leave the badge in there? I didn't leave it in there like, oh, I'm leaving it in here for him to use. I've been an officer for about a year, and it's like muscle memory. I've also had issues because just looking at me, I do not look like a police officer at all. And so I've had issues in the past where I would get pulled over because of the lights that I have on the outside of my vehicle, and they would never believe that I was a police officer. So to solve that, whenever I would get off work, I would put my badge. It's like it's a police holder, badge holder. It goes around the mirror of your vehicle. I would just hang it there and I would leave it. I would even get out of my car.
Wait. It said, wait. Oh, the stream resumed. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I would, whenever I would finish my shift, I would just hang it on my mirror, and, you know, the next day I'd go to my shift, I would take it off, put it back on. So it was like muscle memory. Like I left it in there for them to use it, because I had already told them no. It's just at the time that they took my vehicle, I was just filming.
Wait. Why is the stream messing up? It says offline now, and now it says it resumed again. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so at the time that they took my...
Hold on, wait. I don't know what's going on. My stream is...
Yo, I'm looking at the comments in this stream, and it's like, this lady's a joke. You're a grown woman who risked her entire career for some likes. She's not completely innocent. Shorty ain't no MF police officer. She a Hollywood actor. Girl, these YouTubers are scammers. She's an idiot. Come on, man. They knew this was some crazy stuff from the beginning.
Going in and out.
It's just looking at me, I blend in with civilians. Like, I'm 25, but I look 16. So nobody would have ever guessed that I was an actual police officer. Yes, I had a badge. Yes, I had the uniform. I had the gun. I have my certificate. I have pictures, Facebook. Well, I had them on Instagram. I think I still have like maybe one picture on my Instagram, but I started to delete a lot of stuff once it took place.
I said, girl, you don't look 16. How you been with a police officer for a year and then get to be an undercover cop? You don't look 16.
I just wanted some type of sanity, like, you know, because people were coming down hard on me, calling me the world's stupidest cop and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I have proof of all of that. My police academy graduation certificate, I have no reason to lie, especially by being a police officer, because I've almost gotten shot before, so I would never lie about that, ever.
Okay. So that's just the answer to the people who had questions.
If she's a police officer, why is she chilling with YouTubers doing fake pranks?
About whether or not she was a police officer.
It said, I'm 35 and we look the same age. Boy, they is rough in these comments.
Okay, so then after they do this prank, right? So move us forward with the story. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so move us forward with the story, okay? So they do this prank. You're with M. They're doing this prank. Then the prank is over. You get your car back. What happens going forward? You return back to work. What happens after that?
Well, because they waited so long, it was just like, yeah, I was supposed to have been at the house like noon that day, but then they waited till like 6 or 7, and at that time I hadn't saw my son, my 5-year-old, like in like 3 days, so I wanted to get back with him. But also, Vaughn had told me that Chris wanted to collab with me, so I was willing to wait it out. But it was like, okay, y'all are taking forever in my car. That's when I really started to suspect something. I was like, wait a minute, y'all have been gone like a long time in my car just to be down the street. So I would text Von's phone. I'm like, okay, where y'all at? And he's like, oh, we're almost finished. And I'm like, okay, where y'all at? You just said that. He's like, oh, we're almost finished. Next thing you know, he comes walking in the door. He hands me my keys. He even put up like a little clip of it, but it was like the beginning. But he didn't let me see enough of it for me to go, don't upload that. Like, you cannot upload it. Like, you're going to get in serious trouble. He didn't do that. He just showed where, like, the little intro. And then, matter of fact, he showed where they had pulled over Chris. And I never thought nothing of it because, okay, it's Chris. Matter of fact, the clip that he showed, it never even showed a badge. Now that I think about it, because that would have been a red flag right there. Like, you cannot upload that. Like, we both gonna get in serious trouble. So, I asked him, I remember, I said, well, is Chris gonna collab with me? He said, well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he said that Chris and I want to collab, or Chris, no, I take that back. He said that Chris was on his way. So I waited about another hour. Chris never did show up. I said, okay, I'm gonna go get my son. Mind you, I live 2.5 hours from Houston. My son is more important than Chris. Chris is still gonna be there. So I left.
Okay.
And later on that day, I believe that's when it was posted. I was unaware that it was posted. I got a phone call from one of my relatives in Dallas. She said, have you seen the video? I said, no. She said, you need to take a look at this. And I went to the video, and I'm watching it, and the first thing I see is Nyyear. He was the one that was arrested that had the dreads. I seen that he had my badge around his neck, and he was flashing it. Like you can even see the department I worked at. Like, I mean, you have to pause it and zoom in, but it's visible. And I remember going, I'm about to lose my job. Like, that was like the first thought in my mind was, I'm about to lose my job.
Okay, so when you seen the video, you seen that he had it around his neck. Did you call them and say, take this video down? I'm gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get in trouble. Like, what? Did you contact them after that, or you just let it ride?
My initial reaction was I text Von and I said, I'm about to get fired. And he said, why? And like, I hadn't even made it through the video yet. Mind you, I'm just now looking at it. It's the beginning of the video. I see that Nyyear is in the back with, he's wearing it like it's some type of necklace or something, and he's flashing that. And I paused it and I text Von. I said, I'm about to get fired. And he said, why? And I said, because y'all have my badge, flashing it in front of the camera when I told you that you cannot use my badge. And he said, it'll be fine. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I don't have his password to take the video down. But
okay, but why you didn't stress it like, no, take it down. Like, no, take it down.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
I would have pressed him like, I would have drove 2 hours like, no, take it down.
I definitely told him that he should take the video down.
Okay.
I definitely said that. A lot of people, there was like another question somebody asked, well, why didn't you tell him to take it down? I did. I have so many text messages as proof. I even FaceTimed him. I said, we're both going to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing about it was, I knew it was coming. I just did not know when. Because I remember it like it was yesterday. I had contacted some other police officers that do not belong to my department. I told them the situation at hand, and they were like, yeah, that's bad. You need to find a way to get him to remove that video. But it was nothing that I could do about it, because like, I don't have their password. These people.
Yeah, y'all kind of screwed each other. That was like some young, dumb stuff that you do when you're young. And we didn't have internet when we was kids, so we would have did the same dumb stuff. But yeah, they kind of got you, and they did it for clout too. And if they used it without your permission, which I'm assuming the badge was a bit overboard, the car, that's something different. The car is nothing, but the badge, they didn't block it out, they didn't do nothing, and they wouldn't take it down to re-edit it just to save your butt. Yeah, they kind of screwed you on that. I give Erica that on that part. That she might have been suckered into this video, because I don't think Chris Sales and Nyyear and them planned on making her a big star. She just, look, her career kind of fell along the wayside. They just used her and abused her like all the other men who came in Erica's life. You know what I mean? She's just been a stepping stone, unfortunately. So hopefully there's hopefully, in her future, there's a bigger something bigger that God got planned for her, because being a YouTuber is obviously, from hearing this story right here, it started off going bad and it's just gotten worse. You went from doing pranks to straight drama, like, and being a baby mama. Okay, it's just gotten worse. So I don't know, everyday people. I'm gonna continue to finish this. Y'all can check this out on Neek at Night. Her video is this was 4 years ago, so it was streamed 4 years ago. So, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.